Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As looks about title of today's video, I traded for Anthony Davis in our comp NBA 2K Myleague, but I didn't even give up Ja Morant while doing so. So, I'm here to showcase to you guys the trade that we made and give you some gameplay of this little duo right here as our first impression. It's pretty crazy, man. I gotta say, I still kept a lot of role players that I liked, albeit they are lower overall, or maybe don't even have badges at all between Tari Easton and Poku right here. They both have 0 badges entirely, and they play nearly the whole game too, for that matter. But with that, we still have OG as our shooting guard. We got Ja at the 1 and then AD at the 5. So as far as the trade that was made, it was with Outer, the Trailblazers. What we ended up giving Outer was actually a pretty big haul. So it was DeAndre Ayton. If you think of it, it's like a 1-for-1 trade with AD. He's not too far off AD, if we're being completely honest. He's 6'11". He's got really good like badges and stuff too, between good finishing, essentially like a post scorer in a sense, and then also still has box out beast, brick wall. He's got rebound chaser all on silver, and then anchor on bronze too. He's got a doable 3-point rating of 71. He can actually shoot pretty doably with his jump shot as well. In general, a very fast, super athletic 6'11". So that was our first piece of the trade. We also gave him Ben Carroll. Once again, very doable jump shot. I know that the 3-point rating says C, right? And it's the same thing. He's got 73-pointer as well, but very doable driving dunk. He's a good ball handler. He has MJ dribble style, all that stuff. It's a very good piece. He's a good slasher too, for sure. And then on top of that, we also gave him Herb Jones. 6'7" lock. As you can see by his badges, he has silver challenger, silver clamps, and then also like bronze interceptor too. So he's a pretty good lock, and he's got a doable jump shot once again. And just the whole pieces that I gave Outer for these trades are very doable pieces that can definitely contribute to his team. However, you can see his team does not exactly have a star anymore. It's a very deep team, like 1 through 10, could play a lot of different guys. AD didn't have an animation change for him either. He needed to use it on Aaron Gordon. So if you're new to the channel, new to the series, I give everybody the opportunity to change 1 animation on their team and change 1 badge point too. So I ended up not giving Ja Morant Michael Jordan dribble style. I think the Ja dribble style is very good. You're going to see that in the gameplay as well. And then I ended up giving him the Hall of Fame quick first step as my badge point. But as for AD, I changed his upper to PJ Tucker. So it makes his jump shot so nice. As you guys may know, with the update of like the new season, that Anthony Davis base is really good, and then it's just his upper was so bad. So changing that made him a very capable shooter, post fade, all types of stuff like that. He can fade from 3, etc., etc. Now for the gameplay, as you can see, we're going against Salt. He is the Suns, 5-2. He's got a really nice team here as well. So many defensive pieces from his center all the way to the point guard. He's got Alvarado, Kevin Durant, he's got Draymond Green, Dorian Finney-Smith, and then Al Horford at the 5 as well. So there is no weak link defensively here. It's a very well-built team. You're going to see the interesting thing I do for the matchup, though. I'm putting AD on Kevin Durant, and then we're going to go ahead and just work around it aside from that. However, I didn't realize it was actually going to just put Ja on Al Horford. Didn't exactly want that. I kind of want Ja on Alvarado, to be honest with you. So he gets a free bucket to start the game. You're going to see I make that sub. I cut it out, though. Now, as far as the offensive sets here, you're going to see we do a lot of that 5-out stuff with Ja. However, it's going to involve the AD pick and rolls. However, we're getting off to a really bad start. For whatever reason, AD just instinctively cuts. He just is staying down there as I'm trying to ISO. I think he has good position, so I throw it, but boom, then Horford's there to hawk the lane. And once again, we're going to have Ja not in a great spot on defense with him being on Draymond in transition. So we got a lot of like really tough start coming out here. Thankfully, I'm able to send some bodies right here. He's going to try and pass out of it, but we just bait a little bit. Now you're going to see he's going to try and go back to Draymond. Now this is some new tech I've learned, by the way, for you guys. So last season, you guys were trying to tell me about the X switching, aka on PlayStation, you hold your X button, which is A on Xbox, and it will force this switch right here for you and your closest teammate. Now, I changed another defensive setting, or coach setting, if you will, where it shows defensive communication for my team. So when I hold my A button, you guys can see this exactly right here, where it's telling him to switch, and I switch Ja out onto Al Horford. While it's not a great matchup for that, as you can see, it's just getting him away from Draymond in the paint, because then we can work around it a little bit more, where obviously we have a little bit more flexibility with that. However, we still give up a freaking 3-pointer, and there's a 5-0 lead for Salt to start the game. But that is one thing I've been learning a little bit, is that X switching and just maybe double teaming, calling out who I want to double. As you can see, Ja with the dunk meter. I mean, that's going to be a classic in this game and in this Myleague season that you guys are going to see. But 2 things I've been trying to get better at. You're going to see this right here. It's sending that double team from a specific person. Now, did I do it very well right here? Because I gave up wide open 3-pointer? No, but I am getting better at being selective with who I want to do that double team. As you can see, AD with the speed with ball, the MJ dribble style, all that, just getting down the court, taking it coast to coast himself. He's like low-key kind of like Giannis, if I'm being honest, on offense. Like, he can definitely move. He's got the MJ dribble style just like Giannis does. He can shoot better than Giannis as well. Not that big a deal. Obviously, Giannis also has around 73-pointer himself. But defensively plays about the same way, minus the, you know, elite perimeter defense that Giannis gives. So it's like, it's budget Giannis in a sense. Now, again, I have him on KD. I do think it's a good matchup. I think size-wise, I don't want to get killed in the paint on, like, you know, anybody else. Like, OG's 6'7", and, you know, KD's 6'10". KD's got a lot of finishing ability as far as that stuff goes, too. So I figure if we put AD on Kevin Durant, then it's going to allow us to maybe just die by the mid-range and the three-pointer a little bit more. And as long as I can make up for it with some stick, then we'll be all right. So right here, you can see I'm playing a little bit of off-ball D, trying to just play some pressure. He does a really good job sending this cut on Alvarado, though, and fortunately, Poku is just down here. Also, Alvarado, very bad finisher. I mean, he actually can't even dunk the ball, I don't think. So that is one, you know, negative to him being there. Thankfully, Alvarado does not play that lane. That actually could have been very playable for him. Right here, we're trying to get past everything, but nothing doing. We got the post up with AD with a little body on him, so we just go into that, man. And that's going to be the struggle for Salt's team right here. He's got Al Horford at center, Draymond at power forward, and then KD at the small forward. Nobody in particular, like, one-on-one is really guarding AD on those post-ups. Those drop steps are so nasty for him. As you can see, Poku's down there playing good interior defense. I play hands up with him. AD trying to bring it coast to coast. I catch him reaching with Alvarado. So now we got Alvarado with AD on him. I'm going to try and set up a little bit of like a slip action right here, but either way, we're able to just get to the hoop, get a foul, and you will see that boy Alvarado, he be fouling like a ton. So Ja at the free throw line, gonna knock down the first one, and then I actually am having a tough time with this free throw. As you can see, missed that one. It's a really slow free throw, and AD's is even slower, so we're having free throw issues on the team a tad bit, if we're being honest. But anyway, coming back again, we got Ja on KD, trying to set up some help defense, but unfortunately he just reads out the double, and boom, gets that to go out the 5 out, takes the 10-9 lead once again. So we're going back to that AD and Ja pick and roll. You can see Ja with that dribble style, not really like even a big deal as far as how much it slows him down. I unfortunately go to the hoop, get a really bad take with AD. Also, let me know if you guys enjoy this style of the commentary a little bit more than the playoff one. With the playoff commentary, I kind of have to do a lot of cuts and stuff because obviously it'll be like a 3-hour long video if I showed like a whole best of 3 series, like with lots of pauses and breakdowns and stuff like that. I think with the reg season, I want to show you guys the game footage straight up, but not do much pauses. Also, let me know if you guys would be intrigued to see more live streaming of this stuff too. I would be down for like maybe in the next season, I'll potentially just stream the games for you guys. I could do like a whole reg season run, or maybe I'll even have a different loadout for how this stuff works. As you can see though, Alvarado gets stuck on AD in transition, get that easy drop step to go again. And also, very interestingly, if we want to talk about last season, Salt actually was the person that had AD. So I'm coming back out here. This is like the AD revenge game in a sense. And then also the next video might be against Tonic, and that was who had Ja Morant in last season as well. So I know people may think this is a very skewed like trade and that I really like ate off this, and I did. Don't get me wrong. I definitely think I fleeced in that trade. However, I don't think it was a landslide. And also, you're maybe wondering, how did I get Ja? Well, I ended up having Tatum, and there's a lot of like story and like backstory as to how I developed this team. So like, for instance, number one is, and as you can see, AD hitting a super smothered red right there, complete BS. But number one is the fact that I allowed everybody in the league to, you know, just have picks based on how their performance was in the last season. Now, ironically, obviously, I was a top 4 like finisher in last season, obviously, right? So I had to maneuver a little bit if I wanted to get some like top pick or anything like that. So what I ended up doing was I hit up Saint, who was around like pick number 6, right? Actually, it was pick 6, and I was pick number 16. So I was able to negotiate with Saint and give him my 3rd round pick in return. And as you can see, AD hitting a nasty 3 right there, coming off the wing. But I gave him my number 16 pick in return for his 6th pick, and I gave him my 3rd rounder as well. So I was able to make some moves and just be kind of savvy with the negotiation, essentially. And, you know, honestly, I think what really built my team the best is the fact that I got dudes like Paolo in the 4th round. I got dudes like Ayton in the 5th. I did reach on OG, I will say that much. And then also, even people that I drafted like Brandon Clark. Tonic wanted to just trade Tari Eason to me for Brandon Clark, who I got in like the 8th. And Tari Eason's like a huge piece to my team. So really, I'm very okay with the fact that I'm playing quote-unquote budget guys like Poku and Tari Eason almost all game because I love them. Like, as far as being on the court, it's a huge piece if you ask me. And realistically, like, if that means that I traded all my depth and I'm just a top-heavy team and I have 2 stars and then 3 quote-unquote garbage role players, not OG, obviously I drafted him in the 2nd round, but just saying, essentially, that's how I made all this stuff happen. So even more backstory to that though, I ended up taking Tatum at 6, and then this dude Kobe, who had Tatum in the last season, really wanted him, and he was the one that drafted Ja. So I was like, okay, I got some negotiation leverage here where obviously he got Ja pretty late. It was like 12 for some reason. I don't know why he even went that late, to be real with you, or it might even been a little bit later than that. But anyway, point being, I was able to negotiate a lot of extra stuff. Like there's a lot of just innuendo, just stuff that's in the background here where, like, for instance, I traded my badge point to Dre, and I was able to get Franz Wagner and then I think Herb Jones as well, and it might not have been Herb. I think it might have been Jaden McDaniels or something like that. But either way, traded my badge point just straight up for 2 pretty good role players. And then after that, because I have the value of Tatum getting drafted higher, and I traded him pretty much straight up for Ja. It was Tatum and Franz Wagner for Ja and Herb Jones, and I was able to keep Kobe's badge point that he put on Ja Morant, even though I traded mine away. So essentially, I have a lot of small wins in a lot of these trades that allowed me a lot of pieces to be on my team that I could trade for someone like AD, because I gave up 3 whole pieces on my team that get huge minutes between obviously Banchero and then DeAndre Ayton and then obviously Herb Jones too. Like a lock, a big, and a power forward / small forward that could be a secondary ball handler. It was a pretty nice like little deal. I'll just put it like that. But anyway, that is how we are here now, just to give you guys the clarification for that. Anyway, back to the gameplay a little bit more. We're gonna get back to the commentary. We got Poku posting up. I try and hit this shot with OG with the Alvarado late contest, but man, that dude Alvarado is a problem, bro. He really can get good contests for being so small. It's on some Chris Paul stuff, really, just minus the playmaking, obviously. So Alvarado, not much of a finisher at all. It can really create a lot of spacing issues on the court, because if he ends up on a drive, like you saw earlier, I'm able to block it very consistently. Same with, he's also not a very big body either, so when he gets put in those situations like that where I'm on the drive, he's going to have to do a lot more reaching and fouling, etc., etc. Now, as far as my minutes management, as far as this team, because last season you guys saw me with like Harden and Levine, and I had double ball handlers with Tari Eason off the bench, so I was able to have like a kind of double lock, double ball handler lineup that I would cycle through essentially. Now I just have AD and Ja that are kind of like the big heavy like ball handler / point contributors, so to say. Everybody else is a role player that kind of just stands still. However, I will say Tari, OG, and Poku all have MJ dribble style with very good moving crossovers and stuff like that too. So they can still create a little bit. This is a very nasty team. Like, this is one of the best teams I've ever built on any 2K, to be real with you. But anyway, like I was talking to you guys about the minutes management, as you may be able to see right now, AD is not in the game. I got Poku at center, and we got JT Thor, a 72 overall, playing my power forward right now. He really is just only good for pretty much this. He's 6'9", he can shoot, and he's fast. It's about that. Like, he doesn't play very good defense. He doesn't really play very good offense at all in the first place anyway. He's just fast with like 84 speed at 6'9", and he can shoot. And the whole can shoot thing is more of like he's got like 74 3-point rating. It's just that he has a really good jump shot. Now, here is where our other situation is. I want to run this one back real quick, because this is so fire for my bench squad right here. So we have Derek White as my 6th man, pretty much. He is the guy that's going to come in for Ja whenever he gets tired, and maybe we'll play some 2-guard minutes if like OG or Tari gets tired. But honestly, Poku, OG, and Tari, they're going to be in the game very much throughout the whole course of this Myleague. We have stamina at like 75 on the sliders instead of 50, so it's very capable to play a lot of people very consistently throughout the course of a game. But with AD and Ja, they get so tired because I'm running all the offense through them. So anyway, this is our kind of point center AD set right here. We're going with a pick and pop from Derek White. And this is still the same thing. It's a 1-5 pick and roll, but it's with the pick and pop from Derek White, where we get a big involved trying to like guard AD through a screen, even though it's just going to be a tiny little body on the pick, obviously, because it's just Derek White. However, is 6'4", who has really good dribbling and stuff like that too. But obviously, you can see Derek White can shoot off the pick and pops. He's a pretty good defender. He has like 82 primity with 82 lateral quickness as well, and has like 90 speed at 6'4". He's really nice. Right here, though, you can see, once again, we're calling for that pick and pop from Derek White, and he is just out there on the pop, and we're getting doubled with AD, so we're just hitting him on the little drive and kick right there. Boom, get another one to go with Derek off the bench. So Derek with 6 easy, quick points off the bench, with obviously 2 threes. Tari Eason lurking that lane, really nice. I go for the dunk meter because I'm thinking I'm really going to have to finish that contested, so unfortunately I kind of blow the fast break for him. But either way, good transition defense. We're back in the right spots and stuff like that. You can see, once again, holding that A button for the X switching, quote unquote, and boom, we're just like playing good sides. Like this right here, I want to explain, this is not really about matchups. Like, I'm not trying to switch Tari Eason on right here. However, it's just that I overplayed this corner and tried to take away the corner on the run right there, and then Tari happens to be on this wing spot. So this is the style of defense I would prefer to play if I were playing Pro-Am. I just never was able to figure out how to do it on 2K as far as this like 5v5 stuff goes. So, like I was saying, Tari is in the middle, OG is closer to the corner. I'm just switching on right here and holding A because it's inevitable with common knowledge basketball spacing and just how the AI works with this stuff as well. This guy's going to fill into the corner. So I'm like, okay, we can switch OG out to that corner right there. Boom. Now we got OG on ball anyway on a lesser like offensive player in the first place. So having struggles getting him open. You can see I'm playing that strong side on the off ball with AD, where I'm going to be able to just comfortably send a double team if I ever wanted to do that as well. Same with right here. I could send a double team off the wing and play 2 with Tari Eason. Didn't end up doing that though. I played more straight up defense, and as you can see, it works out plenty fine. We get Derek White with the rebound and AD with a good shot contest. AD coming out here with a little bit of an ISO. You can see he's got that Kobe moving crossover, so he's able to get down to the court. Boom! Bang on the little guy. AD's got 15, 4, and 3 before halftime even in this game. And like I said, it's his revenge game against Salt. So next defensive possession, I want to show you something that maybe has some wheels to it. So I would say if it was an elite ball handler like KD right here, if KD ever has the ball on this wing and I'm off balling with Anthony Davis, what I could do is tap my left bumper, send the double team from Derek White right here, and have him blitz off the wing, right? So then, since I'm using AD, he's never going to really look to the pick and roll because I'm just going to be sitting on the back end of it. But at that point, then you're like, well, he's got the wide open wing. What do you do about that? So then you could switch to Tari Eason right here. Go ahead and user him in front that corner and play the pro-am style of defense that I was talking about, like the breakout defense is what we call it, where you have your kind of center sit at the bottom of the 2-3 essentially, and then you pinch really hard off the wing and front and double, like play 2 off that corner. So I'm really learning a lot of things that you can do. However, I didn't think this like Joe Schmo random at point guard that he had right there, I don't even know who it is. I think it was, oh, maybe it was Van Vliet, but either way, didn't think that we were going to struggle to really stop him like that. But so I was like, okay, we don't really need a double team right there. But apparently we do. Right here, I'm walling him off with Poku. We get the little like driving kick, posting kick, whatever you want to call it. And we knock him down with Poku right there. And man, I mean, you can see the ability that this team has between like 1 through 6 is nasty. Now, JT Thor, not exactly a huge contributor. I also have Zaire Williams, who's another 72 that I feel comfortable playing. As you can see, Tari with some good interior defense right there. Derek White pushing it in transition. Nothing doing, but we're going to hit a little drive to bait that. Go ahead and put it up with AD. He hits another contested standing lay, and we're out to a 39-26 lead. This duo right here is going crazy. And again, you can see I'm splitting minutes between AD and Ja a little bit more manageably because we have people like Derek White, or I could put JT Thor at the 4 and then play Poku at the 5. So it's really a 7-man rotation pretty much is what we got right there. As you can see, really nice lob from him right there. I think that's one of the Plumlees or something like that. Either way, come back with the pick and roll once again with Derek White and AD. We're going to go for a little long run right here and just trying to draw the big man out a little bit. But as you can see, I predetermined that one way too bad. Ended up throwing a Stevie right at the back end, and he's out in transition. Dorian Finney-Smith is a dog, by the way. Like, even though he's not doing anything with him on that possession, you're going to see Dorian do a lot of stuff right here. I mean, he's got a really good jump shot. He plays pretty solid defense, and he can dunk really nice too, like between dunk metering and just regular dunks as well. Poku, once again, walling up really well. AD with a good interior defense as well, and we get an offensive 3-second violation on him right there. So we're subbing the starters back in after this possession. It's going to be obviously trying to get Ja back in, and now that I've played, you know, AD in the place of Ja so long, and again doing that exact thing I was just talking about in the last possession where we get AD on the early hit him on the roll, and we're able to just get him like in position, and obviously he can just outspeed people. That's nasty. But again, I've been playing with no Ja for a while, so now as soon as halftime hits, we're gonna have Ja with full stamina coming back out as well, like 99 stam, you know, or 99 energy I should say. Coming down to the last possession right here, we got AD with 19, 5, and 4. You can see I hit him with a nasty post spin right there. I think I had him in a good position, but unfortunately I just didn't get anything to go right there. I get him on this short little pick and pop that I set up, and as you can see, I hit him to the midi, right at the buzzer, over the guard. No quick switch on. 21, 5, and 4 at halftime for AD. That is huge. So now coming into halftime, I actually have both of them in. I got Ja at the 1, AD at the 5. We got all our starters back in. I'm going to play AD while he's got his takeover on for a little bit longer, and then we'll go ahead and go to that lineup I was talking about with the Poku at the 5 and JT Thor at the 4. But as you can see, Ja coming off that screen, hitting the 3 as well. I mean, this is just such a tough duo, bro. Like, AD can really dominate people that don't have elite defenders. Obviously, Ja can dominate people on the interior that don't have elite defenders either. It's just such a pack the paint style offense, and obviously I have 3 very comfortable shooters around it that I feel so good about shooting with all of them. I mean, just in general, it's the lineup that I ran last year, precisely. So To backtrack to last season that I was just talking about with you guys, I had the Harden at the 1 and Levine at the 2 and then OG at the 3. However, when I wanted to take one of my ball handlers out between like Harden or Levine, I ended up bringing in Tari Eason at the 3 and OG played the 2. So, and then on top of that too, obviously I had Poku at the 4 and then I had Miles Turner at the 5. So essentially, I'm playing with all these people that I already felt comfortable playing with, like Poku at the 4. I already did that last season pretty manageably. We got Tari Eason at the 3. I already did that manageably. OG at the 2. I already did that manageably, and I know all their jump shots, and they're all so good on their jumper, like just animations in general. So they're very good role players surrounding AD and Ja that are like, you know, really just attack the paint presence style players that can still both shoot pretty manageably, but obviously I need 3 comfortable shooters around them. So essentially with these trades, I ended up just downsizing my, what's the word, just talent level a little bit. Like my overalls went down on my surrounding cast where, you know, Tari Eason and Poku are like 77s and 79s and they're in my starting lineup the whole game type stuff. And then obviously with that, we just made way more comfortable role-playing shooters and stuff like that too. You can see once again Draymond trying to guard AD on the mash, get that to go. It's just going to be such a tough time for people that don't have elite size on their team and just elite rim protection. Now the teams that do have elite rim protection, it's going to be a lot tougher for me. Like the Miles Turners of the world, or you know I would say ADs of the world, but I already have them, so now that's convenient. Maybe the Rudy Goberts of the world and stuff like that. I have a very slash attack heavy team right here between my 2 stars. So obviously I'm trying to get to the hoop pretty consistently. Right there I'm trying to go for the dunk meter. Draymond gets his flagrant foul. His tendency is probably just high on that in general. Again, AD with a super slow free throw. We get that to go though. But yeah, Draymond, I don't know if maybe his tendency for the hard foul is just super high and that's the reason that happens. Salt was getting really like just hoed in this game, man. I feel bad for him in a way. Like as you can see, like all those flagrants he was getting, the shooting fouls that he was getting, where I'm going to the hoop trying to dunk meter and I just get bailed out with a foul call. That's just the life though. I'm playing like the modern Lakers, bro, where like it's just such draw foul style team, such like paint presence between AD and like LeBron essentially, stuff like that, or like Reeves with his like foul baiting and stuff like that as well. It's just the style of team that you're gonna see me play, and honestly, it's probably where I belong. I shouldn't be shooting like 30 jump shots a game like I was on the last season. It just so happened to be I had James Harden as my star player, you know. So obviously, like I got to get more crafty with him, and that was fun. It definitely was. But as you can see right there, hitting that little A button switch, I'm able to get perfect defense. Like I gotta show you guys how this works real quick. It's so elite. So right here, I'm guarding with Poku, right? And you can see I had him on the back end. Right here, you can see though, he hits that little long run with KD, and I'm like, okay, well, it's getting late in the clock. Let's put me in mash defense position and put Poku on KD right here. So you can see I'm using AD, but I was planning to play like the center in the back end. That's some elite stuff right there, bro. If you figure out this A button switching and stuff like that, it's so nice. Ja attacking the hoop with the dunk meter. I don't get that to go. We get AD on the wing. I mistime it, but Tari Eason with his like 70-something offensive rebound rating at the forward, able to get that to just get the O board. We get KD on our matchup right there instead of Al Horford, and boom, we just put him in the drop step. 28, 7, and 4 with AD right now. Ja with a little bit of a quieter game, but honestly, like you'll see, he comes around as well, man. Like it's so tough with this duo. And Ja, the thing that makes him elite, in my opinion, is literally just the fact that he has slasher takeover. It's a very rare thing to get in this Myleague mode. I think a lot of people in Myleague have like shot, sharp, or lock, and it's so frustrating because like obviously with me having slash, that's my absolute favorite takeover for sure. So when Ja gets his slash take on, things just get rolling like crazy. As you can see though, I'm kind of getting boxed up. We go to the AD pick and pop, nothing there. You can see I try and hit the little pullback and shoot through the fatigue. I thought I had it all figured out, but honestly I just held it too late because obviously I was trying to account for the stamina and just the, you know, decreased jump shot speed, stuff like that. KD in transition gets that layup to go, so he's able to cut the deficit down to 17. But as you're going to see throughout the course of this game, I mean, it's not really to any benefit. Like, we're going to come out here and just kill in this game. So we got Ja coming off that long run, going for the dunk meter, get that to go. This is where Ja's going to start taking over this game as well. AD had like the killer first half, but this is where Ja's going to start taking over. Because actually, as you can see, we have AD on the bench right now with the Poku and obviously the JT Thor at the 4. I love how I just got all these rhymes. We got the Zach rack attack and stuff that I had last season. Now it's gonna be JT Thor at the 4. Just super corny shit. But anyway, moving along, as you can see, if AD's coming out, we're putting OG back on KD. That's our next best option, but obviously it's going to be a little bit more of like trying to protect myself in the paint because he doesn't have as much chase down ability. Not to mention, KD has a really slow jump shot. You're going to see we're going to bait it again, and just he's not able to get a lot of stuff off on that. it's definitely tough. But as you can see, unfortunately, I ended up off-balling and not being on KD. KD gets an off-ball cut right there. And as you can see, though, Ja with the speed coming out here, dunk metering again. The beauty in this as well, and like I was complaining to you guys in last season, was the fact that Zach LaVine's dunk meter like animations are so treacherously bad. Like, he has so many 360s, so many like double clutch baseline reverses, or just reverses in general. He's got like, you know, the 360 windmills and stuff like that. Like, it could be any different thing that could pop up anytime I dunk meter with Zach. Whereas with Ja, it's a lot more basic dunks. Like, it's just tomahawks. It's just, you know, two-handers and stuff like that. It's very easy stuff to get to go. However, you can see KD coming out here, clamp breaker and people hitting some nice shots. As you can see, he's got really good points in this third quarter right here, 9 of them on 4 for 6. We held him in check really bad in the first half. But as you can see, Poku just getting helped off of, and we got so much shooting surrounding this team, man. It's so tough. Like, everybody on the court's going to have a good jumper, just period. So, KD coming back in transition once again, gets to the hoop, gets fouled, hits one free throw, and now you're going to see we just end this third quarter on such a tough spree. So I bring AD back in the game, and we're able to get that like little 1-5 pick and roll combo going. OG's getting helped off of in the corner. We don't actually even hit the shot, but AD, as you can see, grabbing the offensive rebound. Ja moving around right here, going with the midi. He gets his own rebound again, though. I mean, this is so tough. And then, obviously, just getting helped off of. Ja, once again, just sitting down in the paint. He's got the half fast twitch popping up in the top right, as you can see. And we're able to get that to go, get the 19-point lead. It's looking tough, man. And as you can see, KD coming out here, trying to ISO. We once again bait with that slow jump shot. AD's on the back end, stop that KD line, kind of cut, pick and roll, whatever you want to call it. 4 seconds left, we're walling up, playing good defense. He ends up going to the hoop with KD, gets nothing to go, and that's the end of the third quarter. So, this is going to be an even tougher fourth quarter for him as well. So, it's going to be a pretty quick one. I'll let you guys know that. So, once again, we got Ja hiding on Alvarado, definitely the weakest offensive player. You can see I send that double team. This is exactly what I was talking about. I got to show you guys this one more time. So, we got this situation right here. We got Ja on ball, but honestly, I don't even care. We're just going to send some doubles at this. We're sending Tari on the double. I'm playing 2 with Poku right here on the Al Horford in this corner right here. So wherever he's throwing it, I'm just going to go with Poku. And then I can even hold my A button as well if it maybe goes here, and I can switch his matchup to Poku. So it's a bunch of nasty stuff you can do with it. As you can see, it speeds things up. It can force jump balls. It can force bad just trapper turnovers and stuff like that too if people don't have good bailout levels on them. And once again, I could even do the same thing right here. I could just send Tari on the double and play 2 with AD. However, as you can see, we're not going to do that. It's going to be AD just like guarding KD straight up. I'm fighting through that screen right there. Nothing to go. Just really tough offensive possessions for Salt right here. And then AD grabbing down another rebound. We're going to try and go coast to coast with this. I end up doing a little bit of a give and go. I go straight to the hoop trying to dunk meter it. I get kicked out of it. But boy, oh boy. I hit an and one 60-something% contest with AD. 39-4 for him. And as you see, Salt has had enough. He ends up leaving. I don't even blame him. Obviously, that was a tough game right there, bro. But beautiful, beautiful performance from everybody right there. So to update you guys on my season so far, I've lost to Apollo, but that was obviously before I made any of my trades and stuff like that. It was actually when I had Tatum, for that matter, and even have Ja. And then my other loss was to Ashbridge, actually, who was the Sixers. And that one was just unfortunate. Ash is on West, and I didn't even know it, so I ended up not being able to shoot for anything. So that was just an unfortunate L that I took right there. But anyway, not that these stats are identical, because obviously in the sim, like, more stuff like that ended up happening. I don't think I shot this many threes with AD or Ja. I think they just missed a lot in the sim. But either way, they both ended with like 30-something. I think Ja had more like 20 and AD had like 30 on the dot when the game ended. But either way, sim ended up going crazy too. So it is what it is. But like I said, for the majority of my minutes right here, it's going to be JT Thor and Derek White getting the only like bench minutes. Zaire Williams can get some. I'm not playing Josh Green. I'm not playing Jericho Sims or Scotty Lewis or Niang or anything like that. It's just literally going to be like a 7, maybe 8-man rotation with Zaire Williams. If one of my like locks gets tired, I'll maybe sub him in at the 2/3. But for the most part, it looks like OG and Tari Eason can literally play like all the minutes of a game, to be honest with you guys. Like, these guys don't seem like they need to sub at all, as long as I'm not using them on offense very much. And as long as I'm running through Ja and AD like extensively, or maybe even some Derek White, then I don't even think I need to sub them hardly at all. So anyway, that's how things are looking. I appreciate you guys watching the first gameplay of the season, and I definitely will get you guys posted with some more. Let me know if you guys want to see some My Team from me as well. I would definitely be down for that. I think it would pop a little bit more for the channel and, like, you know, get more views than this My League stuff is. But I've had a lot of fun with Season 1 of the My League, and definitely will be having fun with the Season 2 content as well. So we're going to at least continue to post this Season 2 stuff. We'll see if I do another one after this, though. I'm not exactly sure. I do think I like the idea of getting into some My Team as well. And if you guys are interested in that yourselves, feel free to let me know. But anyway, that's all video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the vid, put AD in the comments, search Perch made all the way through. Anyway, other than that, that's all. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.